गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So we are in Citradipa, and just those only two people, you were all there last time, Mohan and Mrs. Mohan. So what is the topic about? The topic is about Vedanta, and it's coming in Pancadasi, and Pancadasi is a Prakaran Granth. Prakaran Granth means a preliminary text to be studied, so that with this basic understanding we then are able to delve into the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and so forth. So what are the other Prakaran Granthas? They are, for example, Bhaj Govindam, for example, Atma Bodh, Tattva Bodh, Vakya Vritti, Vairagya Shatkam, Vivek Chudamani, Panchadashi. These are all a list of Prakaran Granthas. They introduce you to the seeker the basic concepts of Vedanta, and why do we need that? We need those basic concepts to appreciate what is going to come up ahead in Upanishads and the Gita and the Brahma Sutras. Why do we need to study the Gita, Brahma, and the other scriptures? Because we want to, or we have come to appreciate that the way our mind's approach is at present, it's not benefiting us. We need to change the thinking. We need to change the approach, the angle of approach. And that angle of approach is provided by our scriptures. And what will happen if we change the angle of approach? It will bring about a transformation even as we are going on in our life, to see the whole world, to see ourselves and see everything that is going on in a new light. And that light is the Atmic light. That light is the light of equanimity. That light is the light of divine, is the light of consciousness, all meaning the same. And that is what is required. Spirituality does not mean that you run away from the world and try to seek something. It is while living in this world, we have to, while doing everything, whatever is required to be done, whatever is coming to you, you have to deal with it without complaining and enthusiastically, with inspiration, responding to every situation that comes rather than reacting. And all that is possible only when we take a different position than we are at this moment. Our position at this moment is either I am a brother, I am a sister, I am a wife, or I am a husband, I am a daughter, or I am a son. But keeping I am an employer, I am an employee, I am old, I am young. But all these positions, if you maintain and approach the scriptures and the world, you are not going to benefit. So we have to change the position, and our scriptures help us to change that position. All you have to do is be in satsang. All you have to do is be available in the satsang and be subjective. That's all. And transformation starts. A drop of yogurt in a warm milk transforms the whole milk into yogurt the next day, isn't it? So one word of satsang is a culture that will transform you to who you essentially are. It will set you for the rest of your life, and keep exposing yourself. And here in Pancadasi chapter 6, Citradipa. Chitra means what? Chitra means the picture, and Deepa means the lamp. Is the lamp of the picture. So taking this one example, Vidyaranya Swami, who is the author of these texts, he was a great, he was the Prime Minister of the Vijayanagara kingdom, and eventually he became a great, once he retired from that job, he became a sannyasi, and he composed this Pancadasi. He was, in the olden times, not like today's politicians. In India it is different. They can quote Bhagavad Gita now. Modi can quote, and our Sambit Patra and few others, they are all well versed in the scriptures. Sushma Swaraj used to quote Ramayana left, right and center. And so you need that background. But in those days, these prime ministers, they were well versed in the Gurukul. They had studied the scriptures. They had studied the politics. Just like our Ramchandra ji or Krishna, our Pandavas, they also studied the scriptures. They were well versed, fully aware. Yet they made mistakes. Not Krishna and Rama, but Pandavas. So mistakes happen. What to do? Well, you correct and you keep moving forward. And here in Citradipa, the lamp of the picture is taken, and in one line a picture is drawn on a canvas, and the picture is of the world. For example, there is the sky, there is the trees, there is the rivers, there is the fruits, there are people, there are bushes, there are children, etc. So many things in a picture that can be drawn. Right now you are looking at this room or looking in this my direction. This is a picture being formed in your eyes, isn't it? All the colors, all the shapes that are there, etc., etc. The sound that is coming there from the AC, and so many stimuli are there. So many characters are there, so many colors are there, so much variety is there. But where is that variety? It is on the canvas. So when you see a movie, for example, when you go to a theatre, nowadays they say there is a nice movie which is around Narsimhan. Have you seen? आपने देख ली? अच्छी है? हाँ? मिस कर दिया. I don't have time to see it. Huh? It's an animated movie on Prahlad and his father, and you feel as if you're there. Very good. I'll see it somewhere. So when you go to the movie, see, listen to her words. She went to the movie. You don't feel it is animated. When you are watching on a big screen, before it used to be small screen, now it is all big screen and home also, theaters. But when you are watching, if there is an emotion being expressed on the screen, you feel the emotion. If there is killing going on the screen, you cringe within yourself. If a child does something extraordinary, you feel elated, and because you're in tune with the characters on the screen, isn't it? But if you actually look at what is a movie is nothing but in the back there is a projector, and in the projector there is a reel, and in the reel there are thousands and thousands and thousands of clips inert clips of the movie. They are negatives. And those negatives are passing, the light is passing through those negatives and projecting the light on the screen of the theater. And it's happening at such a speed. It's happening at such a speed that we feel that there is actually movement going on, actually speech going on, and we get lost in that movie and take it to be real. See? Actually, nothing is happening, but you feel everything is happening. But is this movie, the projector is there, the light is there, the movie is being projected, but if there is no screen, can you see the movie? That also is changing slowly. You can project it in the air now, space. That is also happening now. So space becomes the screen. What is that space? Nothingness. So on that lamp of the picture, on the canvas, canvas remains unchanging, canvas remains unmoving, canvas has got no modifications happening, but all the painting that is being made on that canvas, you can change it, you can rub it, you can reformat it, whatever. But without the canvas, painting cannot be had. Without the screen, the movie screen, the movie cannot be projected. Without the screen of the camera, I cannot record the talk. But we are affected by the screen. Is the screen of the camera affected by the talk? No. Is the screen of the movie theater affected by the movie going on? No. This we have to recognize as an example. Then that example has to be applied on yourself. What is the movie screen here? Mind is the movie screen. And what is mind essentially? Consciousness. So what is that unchanging, unmodified principle which is existing, which is allowing everything to happen? We use the three words. It accepts everything, it rejects nothing, it retains nothing. Correct? What is that? That is this screen, that is that TV screen, that is that canvas, that is that conscious canvas here within us. We are that. And how we are that unchanging principle is being enumerated in this Pancadasi through this example of the lamp of the picture. So this is in the gist of it. Now, I will not cover the whole thing of 45 verses, but here you are absolutely fine with the 45th verse also. You will catch the theme that is going on. So here it says, we can differentiate the inert and the sentient objects. And what is that? Just let me see that verse before. There they are taken. Ghata swayam na janati ti. You can repeat. We are in 44th verse. 44th verse. Ghata swayam na janati ti. Evam swatvam ghatadishu. Evam swatvam ghatadishu. Achetaneshu drishtam chet. Achetaneshu drishtam chet. Drishyatatmat Atmasattvataha, Drishyatatmasattvataha. He says, here the example is, Ghata means the pot. Again, everything is a comparison. Just like that picture was taken and the mind was taken as the screen, here Ghata is taken and the pot, Ghata means pot. That pot is, what is representing that pot? This body is representing that pot. Now, this you have to take everything not just at an objective level. You have to apply it in you while you are listening, while you are reading. The pot does not know itself. Why? Because pot is inert. Similarly, this body, which is made out of Pancha Mahabhutas, space, air, fire, water and earth, it is inert. inert things cannot come to know themselves. What does it mean? Inert things cannot come to know themselves. It means they are incapable or not refined enough to reflect the consciousness. That is what it means. So, and what is this pot? Pot is a container. Here we will not go into that reflect the consciousness. Here what they are taking is the pot is a container in which something is contained. So it does not know itself. In statements like this, the swatvam, that is the selfness, is also seen employed with reference to even inert objects. How can the Atma thus be accepted as kutastha Chaitanya indicated by the word swatvam? The reply is, the Atma is very much present in these inert objects as existence. In this way, one should understand. Our problem is that when we understand that the world is a play between consciousness and matter, the child is born, the life starts expressing through it, and so forth. So we keep dividing the world as inert and conscious. And when we say, you are the self, you are the kutastha Chaitanya, you are the unchanging principle, you are the conscious principle, you say, yeah, I am the conscious principle, but the inert world is not the reality. That conscious principle is the reality. So this table is not the reality, these curtains are not the reality, this building is not the reality, everything that is inert in this world is not the reality. But how can inertness be outside the consciousness? Because that one infinite reality itself appeared as consciousness on one side and matter on the other. This is given in our religious books as Shiva Shakti, or another word that is used is Ishvara Prakriti. So that one Parabrahma Paramatma expressed as if as Ishvara and Prakriti. Ishvara the conscious principle, Prakriti the inert principle. So both came out of the same pure consciousness. So how can, and when we start contemplating like this, we start thinking, no, I have to withdraw, I have to withdraw, I have to withdraw from everything, I have to withdraw from the world, I have to withdraw from the body, I have to withdraw from the senses, I have to withdraw from the mind, I have to withdraw from the intellect. Then and then alone I will come to know the reality. Initially, this is true. That is the first step, that is half the step. What is the other step? Once you have come to know you are the consciousness, now what is the definition of consciousness? That it is all inclusive. That this consciousness is the one which is not expressing only through this intellect, but all the intellects. It is not expressing through this mind, it is expressing through all the minds. It's not expressing through these five senses, it is expressing through all the five senses of all the people, past, present and future. It is expressing through the entire space, time and objectivity. So there is no place that this conscious is not. Think about the screen. Is the screen not available behind every eyes, behind every cell, behind every person, behind every the five elements that are projected on the screen? Without the screen, you cannot have the movie. You cannot have the picture. So, but your attention only goes on name and form. It doesn't go on the screen because it's completely covered by the name and form. So here the teacher is bringing our attention that inert is also nothing but that reality. And therefore he says that Gataha Swayam na janati, the pot itself does not know anything, although we may use the word pot itself. Evam swatvam ghatadishu achetaneshu drishtam iti chet. Therefore, we object that the word swatvam does not imply to the self. This is the student's argument. In other words, Vidyaranya Swami himself is bringing up the doubt or the possible doubt. This is the beauty of our scriptures. The questions that we can't even envisage in our mind, the teacher has already thought about it and he answers it. That is what whole Bhagavad Gita is. That is what you see the Upanishad, all Upanishads are like that. Therefore, if we object that the word Swatvam does not imply the self, how will you answer this doubt? The student thus tries to twist the words. To this, the teacher replies, Atmaha swataha drishyatam. The self is self-seeing. It does not need. What it does not need? Any instruments, any means in order to see. What do we need? We need eyes. I need eyes to see you all. I need ears to hear you all. I need the five senses. And even just five senses is not enough for me. I need the mind behind it to collate all that information. That is also not enough. I need the intellect behind, the one who owns all that information and then works it out in a decipherable manner. This is our disposition. So as long as we are clicked into this thinking that I need the instruments of knowledge in order to know the world, this is where the student is. Only through objectivity he is able to interact with the world or come to know the world. Here he is being told this sequence of knowledge, this process of knowledge does not work with the Atma. Atma does not require. It is self-knowing. It is self-illumined. It is complete in itself. In one line, the teacher has refuted his argument. Atma swataha, satvataha, drishyatam. In the inert objects like pot, etc., the ever pulsating self is ever present. What is the pot, did I say? The body. There is a pulsating principle, there is a conscious principle. No, but what that pulsation is maybe the mind, but mind is also part of it's a subtle body. Wherever your attention is in this body, whether it is on body, whether it is on senses, whether it is on breath, whether it is on intellect, whether it is on the total intellect, the conscious principle will always be there. And therefore the usage of the word Swatvam is not wrong with the inert objects. If you understand in this way, then there will not be any seeming contradictions. And he's saying there will be no seeming contradictions, but the contradictions will remain. But contradictions remain where? In the mind. But when you come to the self, there are no contradictions. Sometimes the children fall down and they hurt themselves and they start crying and the parents just laugh it away. For them it is such a big issue, for you there is no issue. See? Same way, for the mind everything is an issue. For the self, nothing is an issue. So where I was in Brisbane. So Swamiji asked me to take a talk on the Krishna Janmashtami there. So if you listen to that, we look for insurance everywhere. Car insurance, health insurance, flight insurance. I have to buy one today. Kailash, insurance. We want to insure. Why? We are afraid. We have the fear of loss. We have fear of mishap. Something may go wrong. Then what will I do? We want to secure ourselves. But as much as you may secure, what happened that MH170 or 370, whatever its name was, a lot of people must have had insurance. What did insurance? Can you bring back life? Can't. Once it goes, it goes. So while living instead of living in this fear and then trying to abate that fear by way of insurance, what is the best insurance? Come to know yourself. When you know that you are complete, there is no fear of any sort. Wherever there is objectivity, there is fear. Wherever there is separateness, there is fear. Wherever there are differences, there is fear. There is always fear of the other. But once you come to this disposition that Aham Brahmasmi and this self that I am is all inclusive. There is nothing outside this. Your disposition towards one and all will be that of unconditional love. And then you see these masters, how they are respectful even to the slippers that they keep outside. I don't know how you guys have kept it. I kept it in straight line. Their movement is so elegant and fluid. Their speech is so mesmerizing. Why? They have become nobody. They have dropped all their hats, they have dropped all their identities, and only one identity is left, and they have merged with that, and that is Aham Brahmasmi. And yet they are functioning through the same body. See, this is possible in this lifetime for us also. You don't have to be an extraordinary person. Don't keep running after people, running after Mahatmas, running after gods. They will not be able to help you. You have to walk your path. You have to walk your journey. In that case, what can differentiate the inert and sentient objects? Repeat after me, 45th verse. Chetana chetana bhida kutasthatma kruta nahi kintu buddhi kruta bhasa krutaivetyavagamyatam. The difference of sentiency and inertness is not on account of presence and absence of the Kutas Chaitanya, the self, but due to the presence or absence of Chidabhasa in the intellect. What is Chidabhasa? Again, another word is introduced here. Chidabhas, Chit. Chit means consciousness. Abhasa. Huh? No, appearance. A consciousness appearing. Like, for example, you have a pot and you have a water in it or a plate, and the sun is shining, and you can see the reflection of the sun in the waters in the plate, or the reflection of the moon in the waters in the plate, isn't it? If you put 10 pots there, you will see 10 moons reflected in 10 pots with water. You have to have water in there, otherwise it will not reflect. Because the medium called water has the ability to reflect, but the medium called the pot has got no ability to reflect. So that reflected moon or sun is Moonabhas or Suryabhas. It has all the qualities of the original sun or the moon, but itself is non-existent. You can't fish it out. Exactly the same thing. This individuality that you call yourself to be, I am an individual, don't mess with me. Who is this fellow? He's Chidabhasa. Who is he? He who appears but actually is not there. Majedar. See? Chidabhas. And this Chidabhas, on account of conditionings, then appears as waker, dreamer, sleeper, meditator, further fall, on account of identification. See? So who are you essentially? Are you the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, or conscious or meditator? Samadhistha Purusha? Consciousness? No. Are you the reflected consciousness? No. Then who? Recognize that you are that self-effulgent conscious principle. But what? We have forgotten the original. We don't even know that we are the reflected consciousness. And we have accepted ourselves to be we know that we are waker, dreamer, sleeper or meditator. But there also we accept ourselves only as the waker, not as the others. And in the waker also we have forgotten we are the waker. We accept ourselves as father, mother, daughter, sister, etc. How much fall? No wonder we are miserable. And with this position, if you go to study the scriptures, forget it, you will not understand anything. This was the problem of Arjuna. How can I kill my cousins? How can I kill my brothers? How can I kill my teacher? How can I kill my grandfather? How can I kill my guru? He created a relationship where there is only one. And so the breakdown in personality, and this happens to within the humanity also. You see, among the human beings, you see that. If someone dies, if someone has an accident, etc., etc. Sometimes the wife dies, the husband dies within 2 days, or if husband dies, the wife also dies within few days. So they can't live without each other. They have got so identified. Or if someone passes away who was very dear to you, or your child dies away when you are very young, or you have broken a leg when you are in your youth, or sometime in your life, that becomes the cause of depression for the rest of your life. As if that is all that there is in life. Yesterday I was giving this example. I was seeing on the YouTube one young boy at 1.5 years old. He had a brain tumor. They treated on him. He lost a bit of his eyesight. 6 years old, again the tumor came back. They again operated on his brain, and he lost his eyesight completely. And you can't find another positive person like him in this world. So positive. And the interviewer is asking him, and how do you feel? Do you regret why this happened to me? What? Why this? I am glad that it happened to me. Because otherwise, I would have been like everyone else. Now, because I don't have the eyes, I had to invoke other potentialities to interact with the world. And that has made me who I am today. And he listens once, he remembers everything. He was not like that before. Chetana achetana bhida kutastha atmakruta nahi. This differentiation in the world of animate and inanimate is never due to the Atma. This is very important. Animate, that which is conscious. Inanimate, that which is in which there is no life expressing. So the differences, can we stop these differences in our life? This table is inanimate. I am animate. There is life expressing, there is no life expressing. How much ever I may think, can I remove this difference? Because creation means opposites, isn't it? But to take these differences on account of Atma is the wrong approach. That's what the teacher is telling here. So the kutastha Chaitanya, the unchanging consciousness behind this table and behind this person, is not responsible for these differences. See? The substratum, both being one and the same, because the substratum behind both, from where this inertness has come, inertness, Prakriti is sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, gross, subtle and causal, Prakriti. Ishvara, ever the same. Ishvara is ever the same. Prakriti is changing. Now to blame that Ishvara is the cause of all the differences, wrong. Prakriti's nature is change. Prakriti's nature is duality. Prakriti's nature is multiplicity. Why you are blaming the unchanging principle for that? Why you are changing the Atma for that? And this is where we make the mistake. We take, my mind is confused, my mind is having doubts, my mind is irritated, my mind is going through kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. You are saying it correctly, my mind, which means you, the seer, and the mind, the seen, is separate. But you don't see that. You think you are the mind. Mind is Prakriti. You are not the Prakriti. You have got so enmeshed with the mind, you have lost your sense of true identity. In that case, to which factor should we assign this differentiation? Kim tu buddhi krita abhasa krita eva. But these differences are due to the reflection of consciousness in the intellect called chidabhasa. In case of the animate beings, and its absence in the case of inanimate things. What does it mean? That whatever the type, this table is not able to reflect the consciousness. Like for example, take this, you from wherever you are sitting, there is one light. That light is reflecting on this steel. This light is reflecting on this table. That light is reflecting on all the objects. That is one light. There is another light where you can see the shine of the light, specific light, where the brightness is much more than the general light. So why is the light reflecting on this steel and the light is coming back to you? But the light falling on the table or the light falling on the carpet, it is not coming back to you as a reflection. It is coming, but it is very dull. Here it is very specific. Is it the problem of light? Or is it the problem, or it has got something to do, not problem, it has got something to do with the reflecting medium. It is the reflecting medium. Similarly, this body cannot reflect light, the breath cannot reflect light, the mind cannot reflect light, intellect reflects light. That specific light that you are seeing, that is in the intellect. And when it reflects light, it is called Chidabhasa. So you have to, as a seeker, we have to change our identity. Rather than succumb to the mind, rather than take position in the mind as I, you have to key. This is what the sadhana is. If you want to use the word the sadhana, that you have to be ever self-oriented, not matter-oriented. As we know that although the intellect is matter, it has the capacity to reflect the consciousness more vividly than other matter, just as we see the difference of reflection of light on a stone and a mirror and in a mirror. Similar example. On a stone you cannot. But that same stone, if you go to Tibet, they take the stone and they keep rubbing it. They make it by hand, and it becomes a mirror. And now you can see your face in it. See? Iti avagamyatam. When understood in this manner, the problem of finding the reason for difference in inanimate and inanimate objects will be solved. So why दुनिया बनाने वाले काहे को दुनिया बनाई? इतने सारे प्रॉब्लम्स, इतने सारे डिफरेंसेस क्यों किए? Why did you, oh creator, why did you create so many differences? Don't blame the creator. Don't blame yourself. This is how the nature expresses. At the body level, it will be health and disease. At the breath level, it will be hunger and thirst. At the mind level, as much as real as you may be, joys and sorrows will not stop coming. You will be subjected to joys and sorrows. And at the intellect level, praise and insult will keep coming. Look at every master. Look at Chinmayananda, look at Ramakrishna Paramahansa, look at Raman Maharishi, look at Sadguru today, look at Ammachi. Everyone has gone through that praise and ridicule and is still going through. Every day some news is coming on the YouTube condemning them. And there is news praising them also. And what do? Same thing happens to you in your life. You don't know, thank God, what other people are talking about you. Someone is saying good, someone is saying bad. When it comes to you, then you worry. You become elated or you become sad. Why? How can they say like this? And remain self-oriented. Give zero value to all this. Thus, both animate and inanimate expressions are superimposed on the same kutastha chaitanya. So, kutastha chaitanya, the substratum, the general light is also on this steel katori, and the specific light is also on that katori. So similarly, the canvas is the same, the screen is the same, inert is also on the screen, and life is also seen expressing on the screen, isn't it? Both are there. Therefore, the usage of the word Sattvam in any case is indicative of Atma. This is stated in the next shloka. This is from here we have to start today. Yatha chetana abhasaha kutasthe bhranti kalpitaha achetano ghatadischa तथा तत्रैव कल्पितः. Just as the Chidabhas is superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya due to the delusion, so is the superimposition of insentient pot, etc., imagined on the Kutastha Chaitanya. So, we have already talked about it, but we can read. As the conscious Chidabhas is superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya. See, what is conscious Chidabhas? Can Chidabhas be inert? Think before you answer. Is Chidabhas conscious or inert? Is reflected consciousness conscious or inert? Huh? Just before, how many people said, yeah, it's conscious? It appears conscious. The reflected sun has all the properties of the sun, but itself is nowhere. It doesn't exist. So, you have to think a little bit. Otherwise, our default setting comes out straight away. So here he is using the word conscious Chidabhas is superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya out of delusion. So Kutastha Chidabhas is only when the original appears as a reflection on some medium which is able to reflect it. Achetana ghatadischa tatha tatra eva kalpitaha. In the same way, the inertness is also superimposed out of delusion. As much as the Chidabhas, the reflected consciousness, is superimposed on the reality, as much the inertness is also superimposed on the reality. Now take it from the totality, from the Bhagavatam and the other scriptures when you talk about how the creation came. The total reflected consciousness is what? Ishvara. And total inertness is what? Prakriti. Both are imaginations on that one Brahman our imaginations on that one reality. So when we give in the scriptures that one Paramashiva in Amritanubhav, that one Paramashiva as if desired, and he appeared as, the moment his desire came, he appeared as Shiva and Shakti. So people say, oh my God, that one has become Shiva and Shakti. But you forgot the word as if. That is the most important word, Iva. That everything is happening, but actually nothing is happening. That Iva word is very important. That is indicates appearance. And appearance is mithya. Mithya means that which is there, but actually not there. So understand, you cannot in your thinking think that I am consciousness, I am not matter. That matter is also as much a part of the reality, as much as consciousness is. The consciousness manifests in one place as a growing plant and in another as inert soil from which that conscious plant draws life. The inertness and sentiency are both superimposed on the kutastha Chaitanya. This mantra, this what is given here in this one line, the consciousness manifests in one place as a growing plant and in another as an inert soil, so that from inertness the nourishment is being taken, life is being taken to nourish others. You know, when we eat food, what do we chant? Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Everything is Brahman. Brahman is eating Brahman. The food is Brahman. The food is being offered to Brahman. This hand is Brahman. It is picking up the Brahman in the form of food. It is taking this Brahman, picking up the food Brahman, is putting into the mouth Brahman, and the digestive fire, which is also Brahman, is digesting the food Brahman which has gone in. But when we use these words, oh, so much is happening. But actually, nothing is happening. But we don't. For us, Brahmarpanam Havihi has become a takya kalam, a default setting. Before food, we have to chant that mantra. Papam. But what is the meaning? This is the meaning. That it is the same consciousness which is playing with itself. It is the same water which is playing with itself and appears as the multitude of waves. Waves have got they appear, but actually you are touching, tasting, feeling water. Isn't it? Then why you are calling it wave? Some name has to be given to the form that appears. It is the aham vritti which is conscious and which supports the idam vritti. Contemplation on this line begins as virtireka sadhana. I am consciousness, I am not inert. Once one gets established in the consciousness, in the Sakshi Chaitanya, the need for something to be witnessed still lingers. This is still only a relative standpoint. This we talked about it last class, but in the previous, in March. So, at a relative level, there is in our mind what is taking place? Vrittis are taking place. Vrittis means thoughts. Vrittis means thoughts. How is a thought formed? What are the components of a thought? The components of a thought is the Triputi. What is the Triputi? Subject, object, and instrument of knowledge. Who is the subject? I. Always. It cannot be anyone else. Subject is always I. What is the object? Infinite number of things. Laptop, phone, table, cloth, carpet, so many people. Everything is an object, isn't it? And what is the instrument of knowledge? Whatever the stimuli is coming, through which medium that I is able to interact with that, that is the medium. So if I am the I, the seer, and you are the seen, the object, I, the seer, is the subject, you, the seen, are the object, and the instrument of knowledge is the eyes. Speaker is, I, the speaker, is there, you, the listener, are there, and mouth is the instrument of knowledge. But you apply it on yourself. So every thought that appears in our mind must have these three components: subject, object, and instrument of knowledge. Out of these three, only one is conscious. And that is the I. And what about the objects, and what about the instrument of knowledge? Yes, they appear in reality. Without reality they cannot appear, but they are inert. And they are changing. And they are changing. So when we say that, from Pancadasi point of view, what are the 3 points that you have to, when it comes to vritti, what are the 3 things that you have to do to go beyond the vrittis? It is, you must change the direction of the thought, the vritti. You must change the quality of the thought, vritti. And you must change the frequency of the thought, the vritti. So right now the thought is extroverted, you have to make it introverted. Right now the thought is tamasic or rajasic, you have to make it sattvic. Quality, we are talking, second part is the quality. And right now there are so many thoughts, you have to reduce the frequency of thoughts. Then what will happen? As the frequency of thought reduces, automatically a new disposition reveals itself, and that is, you start watching your parade of thoughts that is going on in the mind. When they are going too fast, when the thoughts are going too fast, you are not able to see the flow of thoughts. See? When are you able to enjoy the river? When it is gentle. Then you can jump, you can swim, you can come out. But if the river is going very fast, you will even feel afraid to put your foot in, because it might pull you away, isn't it? So water is not a problem. The speed with which the water is flowing is the problem. Same water, you take it in a glass, you drink, you don't feel afraid. But there in the river, oh my God. When those big waves come in the ocean, oh my God, we run away from the shore. See? So water is not a problem. Similarly, thought is not a problem. That thought which is outwards oriented is a problem. That thought which is tamasic or rajasic is a problem, because that will generate, tamasic can be very close to sattvic, it will be very calm, but losing the plot, depression, suicidal, no joy in anything. And sattvic means what? That mind, the thought flow is calm, gentle, and when that happens, because the speed is not there, you are able to watch the flow of thoughts. And when you are watching the flow of thoughts, what happens? You tell. When you are watching the flow of thoughts, I'm not saying you are being the flow, you are watching the flow of thought. What will come about? Kaise? Huh?
You are just observing.
But how? This you must understand. How does watching the thoughts comes about? As a result of the slowing down of the momentum of the thoughts. Good, that is one point. So, this is the eye, index finger is represented by the eye. This is the gross body, this is the subtle body, this is the causal body. Or we will say these are the thoughts. When I is thinking of the thoughts, it is attached to the thoughts. How does the I think of the thoughts? How does aham vritti, the I, the subject, become attached to the object? Observe your life. How does the subject get attached to the object? By giving value, importance, attention, isn't it? That is how you get attached. When you give too much, you are involved with the object, then you lose the plot. Then you become phobic, then you got fears. How will I survive? If I see a lizard somewhere, someone told me the other day, they went into they went to for massage, and when they went for massage, she's lying down on the massage table, and she looks up and she sees a lizard. She ran out of the room. She ran out of the room. Or not massage. She went to a healer. I can't do anything for you now. You go, you're gone now. See? So what is this? The subject has got attached to the object called the lizard with the negative connotations to such depth, repeating again and again and again and again and again, that it has overpowered the mind now. That has become the default setting. This is how we are functioning. This is how our personality is formed. So when the thoughts slow down, automatically there is a possibility or the inauguration of this I being able to watch the thoughts coming, the objects coming and objects going. The objects coming and the objects going. And in that, I is also a thought, I see, one thought gone. I hear, second thought gone. I feel, third thought gone. I am hungry, fourth thought gone. So every thought is subject, object and instrument of knowledge. Then only a thought can appear. But when the momentum of these thoughts slow down, as the thought is going out, till now you are thinking, I am the seer, I am the hearer, I am the toucher, I am the feeler, I am the thinker, I am the waker, etc. Suddenly you realize, hey, all these thoughts, the triputis are coming and going, and I am still watching. As the momentum of this one is slowing down, suddenly you find that you are still watching. That you have not come and gone because the triputis have come and gone. I thought as much as the object called laptop is inert as a thought in my mind, that much the I, the subject as a thought called I, is also inert. That I thought is not consciousness. That I thought is inert because it is coming and going. Then naturally the question will come, then who is this I? You are that witnessing consciousness. And as long as the witness is witnessing something, you are still in relativity. Still in relativity. This is the point that is being made here in this verse. The moment one starts the Anvaya sadhana, till here is Vyatireka sadhana. Vyatirek means I am not this, I am not that. We have weaned ourselves out of all objectivity and come to recognize I am other than the thoughts. I am other than. Thought is also an object, which is made up of the three components: subject, object, and instrument of knowledge. And who am I? Answer is not there because you are already you. And from this point onwards, our Adi Shankaracharya also, and here also, the sadhana, so till now it was sadhana of exclusion. Now from here, Anvaya sadhana begins, the sadhana of inclusivity. And the sadhana of inclusivity, I know all the thoughts are in me, in the consciousness. So we'll see how whatever Pancadasi takes us through. One realizes that one's own nature is Satchidananda Swarupa, that everything is Brahman and that Brahman I am. This Sakshi Chaitanya, this witnessing consciousness, which is independent. It seems to be that way, it appears to be that way, that it is independent, it is unaffected, uninfluenced, unattached to the triputis which are coming and going. First thought comes, goes, second comes and goes, third comes and goes, fourth comes and goes, fifth comes and goes. But the Sakshi, the conscious principle that I am, it continues to be the same. Throughout your life, so many wakers, dreamers and deep sleepers have come and gone. But I know that they have come and gone, but I don't feel I have come and gone. Whenever I say something has come and gone, I mention what has come. Waking has come and gone. With the waking, the waker has come and gone. But I don't feel that I have come and gone. I am a continuous principle. But our attention is on the waking only. See? Now a peculiar doubt is raised by the student about the use of this and that. We'll look at it, the 47th verse, in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.